Welcome to another video. I am the Starman and I am a long way from home in this video. I am in Norway, northern Norway. I'm in the city of Tromso. Yeah, some of you might already be aware because I've done a video on a couple of videos on the other channel about it, and the reason I've come here, well, we're beyond the Arctic Circle. We're about 220 miles north of the Arctic Circle here in Tromso. And it's the sort of place where you come if you want to see the Northern Lights in the winter. But this is the summer, isn't it? And in the summer, it's a completely different extreme. You don't get long, dark nights. You get sunshine 24 hours a day where I am right now. Absolutely amazing. In fact, from what I believe, the sun rose back in May, about the middle of May, and it's not going to set until the end of July. And I'm filming this before July even starts, so the sun has got about another month to stay above the horizon. Absolutely amazing. It's all to do with the unique tilt of the Earth, the 23.5 degree axial tilt of the Earth. Why we get these extremes at latitudes, northern latitudes. I mean, back home, we're used to long days in the summer, you know, long daylight hours. And if you live in Scotland as well, you might be used to even longer daylight hours than I am back in Blackpool. But up here, 24 hours of sunshine for about 2.5 months. Absolutely amazing. In fact, the sun, can you see the sun is shining on this church here? Got this church behind me. The sun is shining on it. It is not going to go down tonight. It's called the midnight sun. And this is not something I've ever really, going back a few years, never really thought about going to try and see if I can catch it. But last year, something made me think about, yeah, wouldn't it be great to go and see the midnight sun? And I actually wanted to come here last year, but unfortunately I never got a chance to come last year, and I was really disappointed. I made sure that this year I got a chance to come up here. Now, there's all sorts of factors that can stop you seeing the midnight sun. Weather, although look at it at the moment, it's absolutely perfect. It's been a brilliant day here in Tromso today, absolutely brilliant. There's not a cloud in the sky. Now, the other factor is that we've got a lot of mountains around towards, in fact north is that way over there, and there's a mountain range. Now what I want to do is see if I can see the sun go down and not quite go below the mountains, hopefully, before it comes back up again. Wouldn't that be absolutely amazing if we get to see that? Yeah, that's what I want to see. Yeah, will we get to see the midnight sun? Well, keep watching. So we're starting here in Cathedral Square, Tromso, and I just want to show you my phone, show you the time. Can you see that? 22:27. And like I say, the sun is not going to go down tonight. How weird is that? Imagine living somewhere where the sun doesn't set. Well, we've got quite a few people around here. This is one of those areas of the city where a lot of people seem to collect here. I'm just looking at the clock actually. I'm not, the clock's wrong, isn't it, up there? It's got the wrong time on the clock. Yeah. Anyway, another thing about the midnight sun is you'd think midnight would be the time the sun would get to its lowest position, but in fact it's not. Due to Norway's summertime, they have a summertime like in back home in the UK, they have a summertime where they're an hour ahead. So the sun doesn't actually get to its lowest point until 1:45 in the morning. So yeah, it's not going to be the actual midnight when it gets to its lowest point. It's going to be 1:45 in the morning. So we're going to have to stay a little bit later than midnight to see the sun. I want to see the sun get to its lowest point, and hopefully the mountains won't get in the way. But I'm just going to turn you around. We're just on the main street here. I'll just turn you around. So it's looking pretty quiet at the moment. I'm filming this on a Sunday, 10:30, and this is usually bustling during the day, but at the moment it is pretty quiet. And this is the direction, it roughly faces north, and I'm just going to zoom in on those mountains in the far distance, because that mountain range over there is going to be pretty much where the sun gets to its lowest point at about 1:45 in the morning. I'm just hoping that they don't get in the way. I want to see the sun just skirt the top of those mountains. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Just here we've got the most northern McDonald's in the world. The northernmost McDonald's in the world, here in Tromso. Can you see that there? It says it right there, look. The northernmost McDonald's in the world, that's where I am. Right there. 69.6498 degrees north. So I'm going to head to a location. Let's have a quick look at this shop here, look, the Northern Lights. I actually went in there earlier today to buy some souvenirs. Yeah, like I say, this is the place where people come to see the Northern Lights, but it's a bit different this time of year. You won't see the aurora this time of year because the sun doesn't set. And I'm going to head to a location now where I think I'll get, hopefully, a good view of the midnight sun. So this is how Tromso looks, 10:30 in the evening, a summer evening. We've even got a Burger King here. Is that the northernmost Burger King in the world? I don't know, it doesn't say anything on that one. I mean, McDonald's, they've got they're bigging it up, aren't they? But not Burger King. Okay, so I'm heading to the bridge. There's a bridge that goes across. We're actually on an island here in Tromso, and the location I've chosen to see the midnight sun is the Arctic Cathedral. It's on the other side, so we're on an island here, so I'm going to head over to the mainland to the Arctic Cathedral because I believe that I can see it from there and get a clear view, because like I say, I was a bit worried that with the mountains being in the way, and then I was thinking there could be clouds. Well, we've got no problem with clouds because look at it, it is perfectly clear. This is my chance. The rest of the week that I'm here, the rest of the time I'm here, is not looking as good, so I thought, right, I better see if I can catch it tonight. Yeah. So I'm going to head to this Arctic Cathedral. It's absolutely amazing. Wait till you see it. If you've seen my other videos, you've probably seen it already. But I think that I can see it from there. I've been down today. I've been down there and I've done the measurements. I've done the hold my hand out and that. I'm trying to get the degrees. The sun gets down to about 3 degrees. 3 degrees of latitude. That's its lowest point. And I'm hoping, cross my fingers, that will be just above the mountains in the distance, that it won't dip below them. If it dips below them, well, you know, it won't be too bad a thing. It'll still be a good picture, won't it? It'll make a good picture. But anyway, I've just got up to the square now. Look at this square here. It's absolutely massive. And there's the bridge over there. I've got to go over there to the Arctic Cathedral. Can you see it in the distance? I'll zoom in for you. There you go. I'm heading right over that bridge to the Arctic Cathedral, and that's where I'm hoping to see the midnight sun. Fingers crossed. I'll tell you something else about Norway. It is expensive. It's expensive here in Norway, yeah. It's not cheap. I've just changed the colour mode on the camera because I thought it was looking a bit blue. The colour looked a bit weird, so I've changed the colour mode to a different profile so I can correct it a bit better. So hopefully the picture will be a bit better now, a bit more accurate colour. Well, it's gold nesting season at the moment up here in Norway. And they're making a bit of a racket. And I wouldn't want to get too close to them when they've got the chicks, because they can be very aggressive, even more aggressive than Blackpool seagulls. Anyway, we're just going to head up this hill, and I'm hoping, I think it's somewhere up here where I get onto the bridge, and then we can head across the bridge to the Arctic Cathedral. Now, I've already been across the bridge. I went across today, and I was thinking of doing a video from up there because it's high up, and I thought the higher I get up, the more chance I've got of having a lower horizon to get to see the sun. But I don't think it would make any difference. And not only that, but the bridge is kind of, it wobbles and it's got a footpath on it that kind of, it makes a lot of noise, people walking past and riding bikes and scooters on it, and I thought it'd be no good on here. I've got to go somewhere where it's firmer ground and not as noisy and not bouncing around all over the place. I'm just walking up a hill now, I'm knackered. Another option was to take the cable car. Now there's a hill on the same side as where we're going with a cable car that goes to the top, and I thought, that's brilliant, I can get on the cable car and go up there. Slight problem is the cable car stops at midnight, so I'd have to come down at midnight or before midnight, and also quite a walk to get there as well, so that wasn't going to work. I'll just show you that now. I think we can see it down here. Can you see that hill over there, all lit up by the sun? That was where I was thinking of going, up there. That would be a great location, but the problem is, like I say, restricted by the times and also the distance to get there, just to get to the cable car. So I had to rule that one out. I'll tell you what, it's pretty hilly here in Tromso, and we're just coming up to a major junction now. This is the road down here towards the right that takes us onto the bridge, which is actually closed to traffic at the moment. Yeah, they're doing a lot of work on the bridge. But what I'll do is I'll just try and explain a bit about the midnight sun. So like I say, the sun does not set from this latitude, anywhere on earth, this latitude, 69, roughly 69.5 degrees, does not set from sort of the middle of May to the end of July. The further north you go, so if you say go to the North Pole, the sun rises above the horizon for 6 months, and then it disappears below the horizon for 6 months. So the further north you get, the more extreme it is. Yeah, but I'll tell you what though, no one lives on the North Pole, do they? No one lives in Antarctica, well, apart from it, scientific teams and that. But people live here, and they have to do. It must be difficult, I suppose, at this time of year with the sun being up. It's great, all the time, all that time, more than 2 months of sunshine, non-stop. Apart from when it's cloudy, of course. But the winters, my God, can you imagine? I think the sun sets sort of end of November and then doesn't rise again until, I don't know, at least 2 months anyway, as long as what it's up for now. Right, where's this bridge? There's a tunnel over there. Look at that. Road tunnel. I think the bridge is a bit further along. I must have to go a bit further up here yet. You're not going to believe this, but I've overshot the bridge, haven't I? I've gone way past the street where the bridge was. Oh my goodness, I've got to go back. But I'm not going back the same way, I'm going down here. I couldn't believe it when I looked down that road then, and the bridge was behind us. We will get there, I promise. Here we are. I didn't go too far out of my way, thankfully. It's only a couple of minutes. There's the bridge. I'm going to head across there now, and as you can see, they're doing a bit of work here. I think they're doing a cycle lane or something. Now this bridge isn't really in use anyway for traffic, I don't think. I think it's just going to become one big cycleway. They have got a road tunnel that goes under the water that links up the island, so I think that's the main way to get onto the island. Right, I just want to show you through these bars here on the bridge what I'm thinking. So as I look this way, over the water there, can you see the sun over there? Look, just above that hilltop. Well, I believe it's going to come down towards this direction over here, can you see? And it's going to get to its lowest point somewhere over there. And hopefully it'll be just above those mountain tops. That's what I've measured. So that's pretty much centre of the screen now is where I believe the sun is going to get to its lowest point, and then it's going to rise again over there, up there. How weird will that be to see the sun go down but not go right down and then come back up again? Yeah, what an experience. And like I said, this is not something that I've been dreaming of for a long time. It only came into mind last year. Yeah, I've never thought about doing it before. I've obviously thought about doing Aurora, coming here for the Aurora, but never got around to doing it. I went to Iceland once for the Aurora, but the weather was terrible. But yeah, the midnight sun, it's quite unique, isn't it? Just getting to the apex of the bridge now, the highest point, and I just want to give you another look. Just look at this view. Look at that. We can see the sun again now because we're a bit further away. So yeah, that mountain range over there should be pretty much where, on the left hand, sort of the left hand side of it, where we'll see how I do. I'm going to do a time lapse of it, but it's not going to be a really long time lapse. I'm not going to wait too long after it starts to come up again because I haven't got all night, so I can't do it. I'm not doing an all-nighter. So we're just coming down to the Arctic Cathedral now. We can see the cable car up there. I'm not even sure if the cable car's operating at the moment anyway, so it looks like they're doing work up there actually. There's a crane up there, so it might not even be running at all. But anyway, this is going to be my location for the midnight sun, the Arctic Cathedral. Isn't it amazing? The shadows are long. Can you see my shadow waving? Can you see me? The sun is going down, but it's not going to go right down. Okay, so I'm here at the Arctic Cathedral in Tromso. Just look at this, isn't it amazing? Wow, and this is going to be where I will, hopefully, and I'm really confident now, you know, because it is perfectly clear. And if I turn around, I'll probably look like a silhouette, but the sun is over there. Can you see it? It's getting towards 11:30 at night. I'm saying at night, but it's not night. The sun is not going to go down, so it's not going to be night, is it? So yeah, I think we're going to see it, folks. I've set my camera up. I'll just turn you around and I'll show you. I've set up my Osmo Action 5 there, and it's doing a time lapse. So it'll give you some idea of how the sun moves through the sky. It's basically just doing a big circle. Remember, we're tilted towards the sun at this time of the year in the northern hemisphere, and that's why we get these really well, that's why the sun doesn't set at this time of year. And what a place to witness it from, right here. And you know what, it's actually quite warm here as well. It's quite sheltered, you know. It's not too bad. I thought it would be quite chilly. When I was coming over that bridge, it was quite chilly coming over the bridge, but it's not too bad at all. I have got a fleece to put on just in case. It gets a bit chilly, but as you can see, there's the sun over there, and I'm guessing it's going to get to about there at its lowest point. We'll wait and see. We're about, like I say, it's getting towards 11:30, so we've got just over an hour to wait. There's a big boat coming in over there. Yeah, but I'm not going to stay here too much longer after. I'm going to wait for it to start coming up again. We'll get a little bit of that on the time lapse, but I'm not going to be here too long because I've got to go back to the hotel. I'm heading out of town tomorrow. I'm heading further north. We're getting closer. That's how the sun looks at 23:45 here from Tromso. I'm going to wait till it gets to midnight, and I'll do another little film there. We'll see where it's up to. Remember, it's not at its lowest point at midnight, but it will still be the midnight sun. Look at the time. Can you see the time there? It says midnight. It is midnight here in Tromso, and the sun is still up. I came here to see the midnight sun, and here it is. Absolutely amazing. How incredible is that? How weird as well to still have the sun shining at midnight. It is so freaky, isn't it? You know, I'm used to going out and stargazing and that sort of thing, and whenever I come home, I'm walking home in the dark and that sort of thing, you know, unless I've been out really, really late and the sun might be starting to come up, you know, but to still have the sun shining, I'm going to be heading home. So I'm going to let the time-lapse run for a bit. I'll show you the full time-lapse at the end, but I'll give you some idea of how the sun got to this point. I'll play the time-lapse now. So check this out. This is when I started at about, I think I started at about just after 11 o'clock. So this is about an hour's worth of the time-lapse showing the position of the sun when I started and where it's got to now. I'll show you the full one at the end. So I'm going to wait a bit longer, because remember, I did say that it doesn't get to its actual lowest point for another 45 minutes. So we'll wait until then and we'll see where it gets to. I think it's going to be in a slightly different position to where I thought. It's not going to be quite near those mountains over there. It's going to be to the left of me, I think, but we'll wait and see. Look at the long shadows we've got. It's like a big long sunset, isn't it, where the sun goes down but not quite below the horizon. It stays just above the horizon and then it swings back up again. And what an amazing place as well to see it from, here at the Arctic Cathedral. Wow. Here's a look at Tromso over the water there, the island of Tromso. It is on an island, and this part of the island is in the shade. The other part will be in the sun, I think. But that's how low the sun is. Just after midnight now. Just look at that warm glow of sunlight on my face. Now, I was a little bit off with my coordinates. I was trusting the compass on my phone and it obviously wasn't that accurate, because you can see the sun's over there. We're probably about 20 minutes away from its lowest point. It's not going to get to this mountain range. That's a little bit unfortunate, but we can't have everything, can we? The mountain range would have been a better foreground for a picture. I just took a couple of pictures actually from where it is now. So we'll just wait for it to get to a little bit lower, and we'll wait for it to get going again, get up again. I'll show you the time lapse at the end of the video. Well, we're now at 1:45 in the morning, and this is as low as the sun is going to get. Like I said before, I was a little bit off. I thought it would get to its lowest point a little bit more there, something like that, but we're not going to complain. It's been an amazing experience to see this, to see the sun stay above the horizon, and just to have the sun up at midnight. How weird. How weird is that? But I'm going to carry on for a little bit longer. I'll let the time lapse keep going. I've got my camera. It's still, check that it's still working. It is, yeah, it's still working. So we'll let that run a bit longer, and I'll put the full time lapse on at the end, and it'll give you a good idea of the way the sun, I don't know which way it goes on. I don't know which way to do it. Is it that way? The way it moves across the sky in the time that I've been here. I was just speaking to a couple of guys from France, and they said what they were here for, obviously to see the midnight sun. I told them as well. That's what I was here for. In fact, most of the people that came up here. What a place though, and loads of people came up here to see it. You know, we had quite a crowd up here to see the midnight sun. And you know what, I said to the guy, I said to him, I said, I'm going to Alta tomorrow. Alta, which is further north. And the guy said to me, we're going up there. And he offered me a lift. He said, oh, do you want to lift? How about that? Isn't that nice of him to take me up? But the only problem is that because I have to come back from there at a certain time, I'm going to have to get my own hire car. But that was nice of them to offer us a lift, wasn't it? And he said that even going to the most northerly point, which is called Nordkap, the most northerly point of mainland Europe, and that's where I want to go as well. Yeah, hopefully I'll get there as well. How weird is this? I am here in Tromso, Norway, and the sun is up at 1:15 in the morning. In fact, it never even went down. How about that? I came here for the midnight sun and I got it. So I'm going to leave it there now from the Arctic Cathedral here in Tromso, Norway. I'll see you on the next video. Don't forget to keep looking up.